Hello and welcome to another episode of Macarons, the podcast where my best friends and I talk about random topics. Some of it's going to be interesting, some of it's not. But with that, let's get started. We actually have our first guest of all time. Please welcome to the microphone, Michaela.
Hello.
Yeah.
Let's
Let's get into it. I'm so excited. We haven't recorded in like a month.
Yeah.
You haven't said your
It's been a
name.
minute.
Oh, I'm Justin.
I'm about to say I'm Kato.
God damn it.
I'm Gus.
What's up? I'm Kato.
And I'm Michaela.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're happy to have Michaela here today. Another fellow crackhead. And
For sure.
yeah, she's dressed in all black like she came from her great aunt's funeral, probably.
Oh my god. That's so dark.
That is very dark.
No funerals, just band.
Listen, like
Just
great,
band.
Great aunt, I mean, that lady gotta be old. Like, she's
My great aunt is only like however old she is. I
for
don't-
real.
My family members don't age. My grandma is the same age from when I was 8. I guarantee it.
Yeah,
She hasn't changed.
That
It's
makes
been like
sense.
my grandpa has, for sure.
Also,
Wow.
why
But
exactly
we're white,
is it
so, like, it
called
makes
great
sense.
aunt?
because
How great are they really?
So your parents, right?
yeah.
You got your parents, and then their brothers and sisters are your aunts and uncles, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So then you got your grandparents, right?
Yeah.
And their brothers and sisters are your great aunts and great uncles.
Yeah.
Oh.
See, I don't call them that though.
What do you call them?
Just
Probably
Well,
something in Mexican.
In Mexican.
In
it's
Mexican.
Spanish.
Mexican.
Oh.
You're right. The language is Spanish.
Yeah.
It's been a long.
So
It's been a long day.
It's been a long
since
week.
I do speak Spanish, I call them like Tata, whatever their name is, or
Damn, that's
Nana,
exotic.
whatever their name is.
Tata?
Yeah, that's
Love that. I'm gonna, yeah.
you're
I
gonna
don't
what?
have
Not-
any extended
I'm
family.
gonna
Really?
use that.
Like it's my mom and my dad and my aunt with the cat tattoo on her ankle.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
it.
Let me tell you
Really?
something about my great aunt.
Okay.
Her name is Sandra. This is the one I'm closest with.
Are you okay with her name being on the podcast?
Yeah.
Okay.
My aunt's name is Sandra.
I mean, there's other Sandras out there.
I mean, yeah, that's true. We don't have last names.
Yeah.
We have
You
two
said your
Sandras.
sister, but you said your sister's name. And you're like crap.
Okay,
Gotta
but
edit
like,
that out.
listen, she's conservative as hell. Sandra's ready to party. She's ready to go.
Ooh,
She's a big fan of martinis. And,
Who isn't?
she's socialist.
Well, I mean, like, nobody, but is she a socialist? What?
I just,
Well, I mean,
just thought.
I mean, her
Santa's
name
a
is
communist
Sandra.
if you really want to think about it. So I mean, anyone can be anything.
You're talking about elf labor?
Yeah,
Okay.
he controls the means of production. He wears red.
Who?
Santa.
He is a
Oh,
communist.
Santa.
I haven't thought about it until just now, but
Exactly.
Santa's a communist.
Old Saint Nick, communist.
So they all start with S's.
What?
Sandra.
Old
Sandra.
Saint-
Stalin.
Nick.
Oh, all the communists.
Santa.
Oh, got it. I was like Old Saint Nick, communist.
The two history majors had no idea what was going
Yeah,
on.
I was lost.
Do you think anyone ever walks by this room and goes, "What is going on in there?"
They honestly probably are like, wow, they're snorting coke. I guarantee it.
Yeah. That's all we rented this room to do. Just make like a
Coke
A
line.
40-foot line and just go the entire way.
You mean Coca-Cola bottles?
No.
no.
Yes.
Oh,
talking
my
about
ear
that.
popped.
We don't do the drugs.
Ah.
I mean, yeah, but like,
So, Coca-Cola bottles.
It's about people's perception.
I can't hear it.
yeah.
I seriously.
We're,
I
we're
think
doing
I
this for
saw-
clout, Gus.
I
God.
think you popped your ear.
I think I did too.
What?
My
When
ear
you
is
did
just.
that?
Yeah, my ear is ringing.
Ew.
Also, for those of y'all who are wondering, I know you are, but that's exactly how Justin sniffs candles at Walmart too.
I sniff anything like that.
Yeah,
You
that's
gotta
true.
get the full
like the
sensation.
deodorants
just-
that we were looking at.
Yeah.
Deodorant really Absolutely.
We
Yeah,
saw
you
deodorants
gotta
and
smell
You
it
just
like
gotta
it's gonna be
smell
the
the
last
shit
thing
out
you
of
ever
it.
want.
Every shopping trip with you all is intense.
It's
Yeah.
super
It's
fun.
always
Speaking
intense.
Well,
of which-
yeah. Speaking of which,
That's a good
Michaela,
transition.
this is why you're on the podcast.
Yes,
It's because of you that we have this name.
very true.
So I think it's only right that you explain as to why we named it Macarons,
Okay.
while us, the three main hosts, are probably giving commentary because Kato has
Lots
of
of
it.
it.
Oh yeah.
lots
Well,
of it.
it's a long story.
That's why we have 40 minutes.
Okay. Well, it starts out for
Well, yeah.
Charlie's.
About 35 left.
You're good. You're good.
Anyway, the story starts out for Tully's. We're all just chilling, eating pizza, and I go, I am craving a macaroon.
Yeah.
And you were like, let's go hook Michaela up with a macaroon. And I'm like, I think they have them at Fry's because I had them last week when I was home, and we have a Smith's, which is a grocery store, but it's like exactly like Fry's. And I was like, so they have to have them in the freezer section.
Yeah.
So we get in my car, the little blueberry,
Yeah.
and we drive ourselves over there. And I'm really sad that people can't see my hand motions because they're really
And yeah,
big.
it's all audio, so you don't have to like
I know,
pretend
but
that you're
that's how I tell
driving.
stories. I'm driving. And
Yeah.
the traffic was really bad, I remember that. But we
Mhm.
finally get to Fry's, and we're there. Or it's Safeway.
It's Safeway.
Safeway.
We went to Safeway.
And we were already crazy because we were laughing at some stupid things.
I don't know what
That
it
was the most
Remember-
money I've ever spent.
Remember
on
we
shopping
fogged up the car on the way to Safeway?
Yeah, that was one. Wait.
Oh, that was with
That was
the
because
gingivitis.
of the motel.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
was,
yeah!
That was
Gingivitis.
when it was like super. Well, it was like kind of cold still, but it was like.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
But it was at the motel that had all these
It just looked like it was just infected by other different diseases.
yeah.
Yeah, like the bed bugs bred with the STDs. To
Yeah,
create
exactly.
Something that should never
Yeah,
exist.
and then gingivitis.
Yes,
And then-
of course.
The topic arose that gingivitis might be an STD.
No.
Did we ever look
No,
that up?
I don't think we linked that up.
I think Kato and I are still on this topic. It's just like,
Because like you,
I don't think that's a
you,
thing.
you don't want to do things with people. who
yeah, have you ever
STDs,
kissed someone with gingivitis?
And then you don't want to
It's
kiss
flipping
someone
gross.
with
But is it
gingivitis.
contagious?
Well, no, but
well,
I mean, like,
think about it. If
it's like an
gingivitis,
STD.
Yeah.
'Cause, like,
If I had
But-
gingivitis and someone did not love me, then do I even deserve to be here?
no, you
bro,
got gingivitis.
I wouldn't love you if you had gingivitis.
What?
All my friends are hot.
So? I'd still be high. I
Just have awful
gingivitis.
teeth.
Yeah, just have.
I'm crying.
Terrible
right now.
Anyway, so we
Okay.
get to Safeway.
Yes. It's been a drive already.
Yeah,
We're talking about gingivitis and STDs.
yeah.
And we get to
obviously.
Safeway, not Fry's, Safeway.
Mhm.
And we walk in there, and Justin like beelines it for the juice section.
I really wanted juice.
I didn't know what was going on.
So many memories are coming back that I totally
I-
forgot about.
I beelined it for the freezer section. At this point, we're all split up. Like, I don't know where Justin went. I think Kato's still with me. Don't know where Gus is.
I was probably like
I think
looking
I was
for
with
Oreos.
Justin.
No, I think you were with me.
No,
because you
I was
wanted
by
ice cream,
myself.
too.
Then where was I?
I think
I
you
don't know
were
where Gus
you were with our other coworker.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I
one.
remember the other coworker. Yes.
I don't.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
He has
yes.
blonde hair.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Got
Well,
you.
Yeah.
Right now, does he? 'Cause he's
At the
been dyeing
time,
his
he had
hair a lot.
blonde hair.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
yes. Okay. I forgot that there was another person. Yes.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I think
There
you
were
were
actually
with
two
him.
others,
No,
I think.
because it
No,
because
it
that
was
was, it was
I
only
don't
5
know if
seats.
it's five people in the car,
I
yeah.
lied.
Yeah, it was
Okay,
just-
my bad.
So,
I'll
we're-
just jump on Kato.
I think-
Just like, no, fuck you.
at this point,
Oh,
Kato
she
and
was
I
probably- yeah.
were the two in the freezer section. And he was checking out the ice cream. I was looking for these macaroons.
Mhm.
And I was like, where the frick are these macaroons?
Yeah.
I could not find them. We decided that they didn't, in fact, have them. We're wandering around. Justin finally finds us and has a giant bottle of cranberry juice.
Yeah.
And then we decide we're going to leave. And he's like, are you guys getting anything? And we're like, nah. And so he goes to try and stash the cranberry juice, decides he can't, and purchases it.
Were you actually going to steal that?
I wasn't gonna steal it. I just like wanted to put it somewhere that it didn't belong. So
Okay.
like we were in the deli section. And
Yes.
can you imagine if you're like a 97-year-old woman and just like, ooh, should I get turkey or ham? And then why the hell is this cranberry juice here? Like it would just been perfect. But then I couldn't do it.
have
That's
been.
comedy gold.
Because that
Oh,
means,
yeah.
that means if the old lady would have gotten ham, it would have gone with
Cranberry,
juice.
Yes.
Is
so
that a
she would
thing?
have bought the juice.
Yeah. get the
Okay.
juice. Anyway,
This
but
is how
I,
shopping should work.
yeah,
should.
exactly. But so I couldn't find a place to put it, so then I bought the cranberry juice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which
It
sucks.
wasn't just cranberry juice. It was like cran grape or
Yeah,
something like
cran.
that, right?
No, it was cran grape,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
the best kind.
Okay.
The best, yeah.
Didn't you drink it that same night?
He did. He
I
cracked
chugged
open.
it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I see. It was
It was
A
gone
gallon.
before we got back in the car.
yeah, it was
For
gone.
real.
I remember him putting it in the backpack though, which brings us to the next part of
Yes.
the story.
And then correct me if I'm wrong, but you were like, oh, Ross would obviously have them as a joke.
I did not. Oh, okay.
But then we're all dumbasses, and we're like, I believe it. And so we went to Ross.
Well, someone was like, I need something from Ross anyway.
Oh.
I think.
Kato said, "I need
I
something
wanted
from Ross."
some shoes.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
That's
So
what
we
I
walk into
that's what we
Ross.
were.
And that's where we're at. I very quickly determined that there's not any macaroons. And so I'm walking around. We all split up again. Everyone went different directions. I think it was Justin first, and I found our other coworker first, and he had a unicorn painting
Yes.
that he was going to purchase. And
That's
I said,
right.
that's cool. And then I found Kato in the shoe section grabbing all the pairs of size 11 shoes?
13.
13, size
Don't
13
insult
shoes that were
me,
in the
come
I'm sorry.
on.
I was trying to be nice and estimate under. Instead of saying you had size 17. Okay?
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
you
so
got
thoughtful.
children's 3, dude.
Could you imagine just some giant ass fool with size 3 children's feet?
You know how many shoes you could
You just
buy?
fall over.
That's true.
Well,
There would
yeah,
be no
It'd be
balance.
cheaper too.
They're so cheap.
they're so much cheaper.
Anyway.
So I find him in the shoe section collecting every single pair of size 13 shoes he can find. And he
Basically.
sits there for the next half an hour trying on every single pair of shoes and making me sort them for the ones that he likes and he doesn't like.
Listen,
Yes.
I didn't make you do nothing. You were trying to speed the process along
This is
because you
true.
wanted.
But then
Yeah.
along comes Justin and he's carrying a backpack.
A
And-
military backpack.
Yes,
Yeah.
lots of pockets. He's very excited about it.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay, so let me explain as to why I love pockets. We have a job, and there have been so many times where it's just like, does anyone have this? And I'd be like, no, but I could find some for you. Like, for example, someone was sick, and they're like, does anyone have tissues? No one had tissues. So then the next day, I went to Target and bought tissues, and then put it in my backpack.
As
And
one
then,
might.
then every single pocket was just filled with something that someone needed at some given point in time. Like one time Kato needed deodorant, I didn't have any. So now I have deodorant in my backpack that has never been touched just because Kato needed it one time. So like I wanted a
You better
backpack.
use that deodorant of his.
I still have it.
I probably will forget one day or another.
Yeah.
I think that last day that we worked, I actually forgot to put on deodorant, and I drove all the way back to my house because I had time.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was
But so
crazy.
I needed a backpack that had a lot of pockets so that way I could fit as many things as possible. So then I found this military backpack that had a total of 12 pockets, and I said, I'm in. So
But
then,
he had told our other coworker he was not allowed
Yes.
to buy anything.
yes.
So then he spent the next 20 minutes trying to convince him that he needed this military backpack.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, Gus was there. Gus was the main one I was arguing with.
That's
So I was
true,
just like, I
because
need this backpack.
to be fair, you did call me your financial advisor.
You are my
because-
financial advisor.
Yes, because you always buy all these things that
The
you don't
most
actually.
useless things you could possibly imagine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Remember when you bought those glasses that didn't even fit your head and then they broke?
So for reference, these are the glasses that look like Mr. Potato Head. Like it's seriously just glasses, a fake nose, and then a bushy mustache. And I really wanted them so that way when we hired people for our job, I could sit in on their interview with those glasses and then just see how they would react.
That's comedy.
That's
That's really
But he
funny.
put them on,
And they
the
didn't
first
fit.
thing that happened was that he squeezed them so hard onto his head that they just snapped off.
Yeah.
There was a
The best $7 I've ever spent in my life.
$7 for those glasses.
okay, but one of my friends had I don't know why they had this, but I went over to their house and there was Polly Pocket size, they weren't Polly Pocket size, but they were tiny, just about 4 inches wide of the lenses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so immediately I was just like, "Yup." Put them on, and yeah, it was the funniest picture I've ever taken. Hopefully I can find it
That is nice.
sometime soon.
Anyway.
Also, At Ross, I wanted to buy Smash Ball. Too expensive, decided to buy shoes instead. Even though they were more expensive, Cato logic. Continue.
Nice.
Okay, so we go through this whole like arguing back and forth, trying to find everyone in Ross and get them out. And at this point, I'm craving macaroons. If I don't get some, I'm gonna kill someone.
Yeah.
And so Justin decides to get his backpack. He shoves the cranberry juice in it and just wears it like a baby so he can drink his cranberry juice. And I'm like, okay.
A juice papoose.
And
What?
so he made it
What's that
out.
even mean?
2 other people made it out, and I'm waiting for Cato and Gus. And Cato's trying to buy these tennis shoes that he finally picked out. He had narrowed it down to 2. I told him to get the other pair, so naturally he got the pair I didn't want him to get.
Yeah.
And
Cato logic.
but it's fine.
Listen,
And
So-
I was also buying shoes.
Yes, that's
Oh,
that's
I
when you
forgot.
buy your old band shoes.
Those were my old man shoes.
Back to episode 1 for all you 14 fans out there.
Yes. I think
wow,
there's-
we're up to 14
I
now?
think that
Yeah.
no, I
That'd
think
be
there's
a-
18.
Ow!
God damn.
Anyway, that hurt. So, like, I'm sitting outside the store, and I'm trying to figure out how to heel click in the meantime while we're waiting
Yeah.
for Cato to get out of the store.
Wasn't I teaching
Bro,
you?
so many
Someone
memories.
But
Are
I was
just,
going a little
like,
crazy.
I
Yes,
was
that
teaching you
happened.
because
Yeah.
I know for a fact Justin can still not heel click.
I tried doing it today. I almost landed on my face.
Yeah.
I'm just so uncoordinated.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay.
So by the time everyone gets out of the store, we have 2 more pairs of shoes, a backpack, juice, and what else?
Juice.
Oh, and the unicorn painting.
And the unicorn painting, but no macaroons. And so right now I'm like really trying to narrow down where the hell we can find these macaroons in Flagstaff. And so we decide to call Sprouts or Whole Foods.
Yeah. So you were like, I know for a fact Whole Foods or Sprouts has them.
It was not Whole Foods.
Well,
it
no,
was
just-
Target.
Oh,
It was Target
yeah.
because remember you called Target and then you hung up on them when they said no.
Oh yeah, I was so flippin' pissed. But then also we were
so quick too.
yeah, it
Boom.
was, yeah. If I hear a no, it's gone. Game over.
Yeah, just
KO.
don't even.
Yeah.
Because
Don't
we were
even
getting
mess with
desperate
it.
at this point. It was
Well-
getting late at night. We only had so much time before all the stores closed.
Yes,
Facts.
and we also had work the next day,
Oh, yes.
and we needed to get up at like 6 a.m. So
Facts.
like we needed to go to bed soon.
Yeah.
And so then Michaela was like, all right, it's either going to be at Whole Foods or at Sprouts. But Whole Foods closes in 10 minutes. And I said, let me just call Sprouts. So I called Sprouts and it's just like, hey, do you have macaroons? And he was just like, yeah. So we have the ones in the bakery section that are coconut and then are covered in chocolate.
No
then we
bueno.
also have the frozen ones that look like Krabby Patties. And I said,
Yes.
that's the one I need. I'm right outside. Give me 5 seconds and I'll be inside your store. And I hung up and we walked in.
No, we didn't walk. We ran.
I
we
ran.
No, we all sprinted.
Yeah,
it
we
was
did.
just like I was out
We
the
were at
car. I was
Mago.
in the
We were
door.
That was my
excited
exercise
that they
for the
had it.
Yeah.
Well, so then we get to the frozen food section.
And there's none.
There's none.
I started crying.
Yeah.
I was like, all my hopes and dreams have just been crushed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then, I forget, I think it was me, because this is something I would just do. I randomly just pulled a worker off the shelf. And I said, yo, do you have these macaroons that are frozen and look like Krabby Patties? And he was like, yeah, there
No.
should be right here. And then he points, and there's not, and they're not there. And I said,
And Cato and I think Gus at this point were wandering around the bakery section
Yeah,
trying to figure out if those
so-
are the ones we needed.
Yeah.
exactly.
and they weren't.
Yeah.
But
so-
I still bought them because they look bomb as hell, and they
Did you
were.
actually?
Yeah,
I don't
No.
remember that.
The
I don't
coconut
remember
ones?
you buying
We
them.
definitely didn't
I
play.
bought
Oh, you
the
did.
coconut ones.
I don't
We just
remember.
bought the
But-
others.
But, so then, we,
Bro, I know where my money goes. I can show you the. No, I can't show you the receipt.
anyway, so then I make my way over to the bakery section, which is where everyone else is, and it's been like 10 minutes since we go to the store.
And we're like the only people in there. The one girl at the cash register's watching us go back and forth and laughing at us.
Yeah,
And
she,
then there's a white dude with dreadlocks in the corner, like shoveling nuts into a sack or something like that.
no, classic Sprouts. Anyway,
Classic.
At 9 o'clock at night.
yeah, but then
That's what I do if I had
we
drinks.
seriously were about to
And if
walk
I
out,
white.
and the worker that I pulled aside comes running up to us, and he has the bots that Michaela wanted.
Yeah.
And
I
he
said,
was-
God bless America.
Yeah, he was just like, I found one. they were behind the bots, and we were just too lazy to move the bots. So it was in the right section, but someone pulled a pan grape juice on me and put the bots there so that way I didn't see it. Anyway.
And then Kato goes, we've been through so much tonight, and goes and gets 2 more boxes.
Yes, and
We're
then
not coming back here.
And then Michaela was like, I think 1 is enough. And then we all just start yelling at her and like, no, we have spent 2 hours here. We are going to buy you 7 more boxes. So not only did we buy the 2 more, but didn't we buy another like box or 2?
3,
It was just 3.
I think
there
it was
was
3
a
boxes.
threat to buy more.
Oh yeah, if you didn't accept it.
Yeah.
But then, so keep in mind, let's backtrack just a little bit. At Safeway, I bought juice. At Ross, I bought a backpack, and I said I can't go 1 more store without buying something.
Facts.
So I picked up the first thing I saw, which was a beef jerky stick.
No, it was the worst beef jerky stick of your life.
I'll get to that in a second. But we throw. I want Kato to explain this part because he almost made the lady like question reality.
He
All
goes,
right.
she cute, and then this follows.
No, so you got the order all wrong. Hold on. So we take way too many boxes of these macaroons to the register.
Which at this point we have determined are also called macarons because there's 1 less O.
Well,
Did I
no,
ruin it?
here's the
Yeah.
thing. She was like, oh, macarons. Like the cash register knew that we were looking for macaroons.
The cash register, not the lady at the cash register?
Yeah, the actual cash register. It started talking. Whoa. So the lady was just like, oh, macarons. And we were like, is that how you pronounce it? We had pronouncing this cookie, this entire, like the cookie wrong the entire time.
Yeah.
Because apparently,
Because we don't.
2 O's is macaroons, 1 O is macarons.
Yeah.
That is it. And so then, Kato, finish the story.
Yeah, so this is how it be. We get to the register. This lady already knows we're not in the right mental state, even though we haven't done drugs in our life. But anyway, we get to the register and we put the 3 boxes of macarons on the conveyor belt or whatever it's called. And
The conveyor belt?
Listen, okay? Just, it gets better. Y'all know that. I don't know why I'm explaining that to you. But she's just like, are you having a good night? And that was the wrong question to ask.
Yeah.
Because we were all just so mentally
Exhausted
from like the search for these macarons that we had all went through. And so we just like laid out our entire night to her. We were just getting everything out there in the open air, and she didn't care at all. And like I don't blame her. Like she's a cashier. She doesn't have to give a shit about what we have to say. But
You end with.
we go on about our entire night, and then Michaela's telling the story, and then she gets to the part where we go to Ross, and for some reason, I don't know what possesses me to look this cashier straight in the eye and go, I bought some shoes.
I had
the look on
forgotten
her
about
face
that.
so
the look on her face, looking at me back, was so terrified / confused that like all she could help but do was just laugh. Like she was holding it together so well the entire time she was dealing with us, but that just broke her. She was just like kind of did like that nose fart thing. But yeah.
Anyway.
And then we walk out of the store with 3 boxes of macarons and the worst beef jerky
But it
steak.
doesn't
No.
end there.
Wait,
No,
wait,
oh my
hold on,
God,
hold on,
no!
Hold on,
Hold on.
my part's not done.
Yeah.
And then I walk out, right? And I'm just like, damn, that cashier was kind of cute. And like, I just dropped some, I just dropped some mind-numbing stupidity on her like it was nothing.
No, but mind you that we were leaving the store and Kato said, All right, love you.
Did that happen?
Yeah.
I forgot about that.
You
Yeah,
said-
that's me.
Which you usually do that, but for some reason it was funnier that time since you talked about your shoes.
Side
You
note.
should probably thought you had like one brain cell.
Side note. For our 14 listeners, I started dating somebody recently.
Oh yeah!
So that's super
We
fun.
love her.
Yeah.
But on that note of telling cashiers that I love them, I've already said it twice, just on complete accident, and I was just like, each of those times I had to be like, platonically, of course, because yeah.
Nice. Good save.
Yeah,
That
right.
is something your best friend would say.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
No, well, the other one too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
facts.
So the story doesn't end there.
No.
Not even close.
No. Okay, so we're all happy. We're sitting in my car eating macarons,
Yeah.
thinking that the world is under our wings. We're soaring, and we get in
We
my
ate like a
car,
whole box of macarons.
Yeah, within
between-
like seconds.
Yeah,
We're
sitting
between the
there,
5 of us.
roll down my window. It's the summer. It's toasty. I'm like, let's get a breeze in here. We're pumping jams. I pull out of the parking lot. I go to leave Sprouts, and Justin goes, Michaela! I slam on the brakes, and then there's an old homeless man.
No. I yell, Michaela, homeless man!
True.
And then you slam on the brakes. And this poor dude, we have never met in our lives. And I just assume, because it's 9:30 in the Sprouts parking lot, that he's homeless. This poor man was probably off to see his wife, his grandkids, maybe go to a picnic, and I have the audacity to call him homeless.
And he looked a little ratchet though.
he probably fought in a war.
He looked
Like-
a
That's
little
why
rough.
he looked ratchet.
Yeah, and then for some reason, we start laughing so hard that we fog up the windows until we get to our school. And it's so funny because we had to cross like main streets and everything. I don't even think Michaela saw where she was going.
Nah.
I think it's just because.
she was dolphin laughing.
Oh
There
my
was no
gosh,
way.
it was so funny.
Oh, my dolphin laugh.
So that was the night.
But I came like 2 inches from him. He
Yeah.
looked me in the eyes like, what have you done? And I was like,
He
oh, God,
looked
I'm
you
sorry.
in the eye.
He probably
like,
looked
I'm
you in the
already
eyes and it was just like, do it, I dare you. Like, I want to go.
Okay, another random side tangent story about me driving in grocery store parking lots. There's this one time I was in my mom's car when I first got my provisional license, and I was backing out, and there was a man in a wheelchair behind me. Did not see him because could not see him in the rearview mirror. Started backing out, and he started slamming his hand on my mom's trunk. I was like, what the fuck is that? But almost ran over a guy in a wheelchair. So not.
And then
I
almost
have
a
a similar
homeless dude.
story.
Wow.
I was backing out of my high school parking lot, right? And me and my buddy had already made plans to go to Cane's after school, just because, you know, we're young and hungry. You know how it be.
And Cane's is bomb.
Cane's is bomb. Cane's stays bomb.
Yep.
Canes,
But
please sponsor us.
please. But he gets in my car because I had to wait for him for like ever, it seemed like. But and then I like go to immediately back out, and my friend's just like, "Oh, hold up, bro." I'm just like, "What? Like, what's going on?" So I lay on the brakes and I turn behind me, and there's just like this little freshman just standing like inches away from my car, and I'm just like. And mind you, like, I used to drive, like, an open-top Jeep, so they can hear me, like, I can hear them. And then I just, like, look at them, I look at her, and I'm like, oh, my God, I'm so sorry. And she just, like, is like, she just stares at me and is like, I almost just died because of you. Like, she made a mental note and then kept walking without saying anything.
Wow.
And I would have been phased, but I needed chicken, so.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
I mean, it's Cane's.
It is
I would have
Cane's.
done the same thing.
Yeah, especially
That's-
for their
that's gosh.
sauce.
Mm.
Wow.
Bro,
Anyway,
I'm a slave to that sauce. For real.
interesting. So the first week, Kato, he picked the topic. The next week, Gus picked the topic. So Michaela, as you are our guest, feel free to pick any topic that you'd like. There's a whole list.
Did you delete the ones that we already talked about?
Yeah, so I deleted naming the podcast. That was solid.
Clean. Also, that's why the podcast is named
Macarons.
Yeah, I wanted the name to be Discount Tires.
We would have gotten sued.
I wanted it to be too. Like that would have been so just.
Okay,
But this one's
I
also
have
perfect.
one.
Okay.
Changing words with man in it.
Yes, okay. I think this is interesting, but I also think it's really dumb. There are people who are saying like, "Oh, I don't like this word because it has the word man in it, like the word of it."
Okay.
But at the same time, I'm just like, I don't think it affects you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I call it a manhole, but my coworker calls it a service hole, which is like how you get into the sewers. But I was just like, it's a manhole. Like it's not offensive. Do you want it to be like called like a man like a woman hole? Like that
Yeah,
just
that's
sounds weird,
something else.
Yeah.
right? So I want, especially Michaela, since you are.
Oh, woman.
Oh man. Yeah.
What do you think?
You're
of
one
this?
of those.
Are you? Do you think it's like it's fair to change those words, or do you think there's just a point to where it's like not necessary?
I think in instances like the one that you said, it makes sense. I'm all for inclusive language, and if you're gonna say service hole and people know what that means, that's fine. But if you're replacing the word man and people aren't gonna know what you're talking about, then it doesn't.
Like Manhattan,
Yeah.
you're gonna be lost.
Manhattan.
I would be
It
like,
would just be
Oh.
Hatton person.
yeah, just Hatton.
Hatton.
You know, I used to live in Hatton. Where?
Okay, I would know what.
No, I wouldn't.
But
I
just-
would, because like you know how I talk. I always talk in slang, and that's like with it. It's like, yeah, I come from the Hatton. It's like
Is
I
with
tight.
it slang
Even I
itself?
guess, like
Yeah.
that makes sense.
But this goes the other way too. Like when people say mansplaining or like merce, you know, instead of saying
Mansplaining.
you've never heard that term
Never.
before?
Is that like explaining for men?
It's like when guys, you know how guys feel the need to explain things. Like if you're talking about cars and like that's like oil changes, they're like, let me tell you how this works. They're
Ew.
mansplaining it. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
Ew.
So is that offensive?
I've
Or,
never
like,
heard of that term.
Referring to something as like a merce or mandals instead of like their regular name just
Nah, I
because
don't care.
men are wearing them?
No, see, but that's my thing is like.
I just think it's funny because it's like leggings, men's leggings. It's
Yeah.
like men don't have legs; they have megs. You know.
Yeah.
No,
So where does it end?
So see, but my thing is, there are some words that like I would be for it. Like yes, we should probably change this word to be more inclusive, but I feel like there are some people who take it to the absolute extreme. Like there's a person I know who was on like the board, and she was like that's a chairman position, and she was like, I'm not a chairman, I'm a chair. And it's just like, you're a person, but you're on the chair. Like, but she would full out yell at people if they called her like, oh, chairman this. And she was like, I'm not a chair. I'm not a chairman. I'm just a chair.
It's just kind of.
And it's just like, I get it, but at the same time, it's just like, you're taking more time out of being productive. Like, you could be so much more productive if you're just like, hey, can you just call me a chair? Instead of fighting for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Am I the only one? Because if I'm the only one, then I'm
so-
the only one.
Nah, I share that opinion. I just think like, well, because sometimes I use like offensive language. Y'all could probably tell that.
No.
But like, I don't like when people are like, hey, could you like not curse around me? Because it's like, why? Like it's not affecting you if you're like letting it affect you, you know? Because like I understand like doing it like not doing it when I'm working and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But just like when it's around people and they're just like, why are you letting it get to you? Like just like ignore it, you know?
Interesting. See, but my thing is just like, there are people who take it to the absolute extreme, and my thing is just like, you're wasting time.
Yeah, I agree.
So, but
I don't see it as a waste of time.
but
I do disagree with words being changed. I'm all for being inclusive, but
yeah, me too.
if
But
it's
yeah.
if it's
Go
been
on,
like
sorry.
that for a while, and it's only now bothering us, then there's no reason for it to actually bother us.
That's true.
I think some terms that people use a lot can be kind of messed up. For instance, I had no idea about this until like just a few weeks ago. But do y'all actually know what the rule of thumb was?
Oh,
Have you heard about it?
I've heard about it, but I don't remember it.
Basically, how it was explained to me in one of my classes is if you had a rod that was smaller than the circumference of your thumb, legally you could beat your wife with it.
What?
Whoa.
Yeah, that's what the rule of thumb is.
Wait, I'm confused because the circumference is this way, which means you have to bend the metal rod around your thumb.
In
order to tell.
No, that's not what I meant.
The
I meant
girth.
like the
Oh!
girth of the rod. You know?
I'm with it.
Yeah.
Got it. That means a lot more
Yeah.
Metal girth. Yes.
The what?
What?
Metal girth.
Oh.
Oh, I thought you said male girth.
Oh,
We're in new territory.
Whoa. This is
I
a
think you mean-
PG rated
I think you
podcast.
mean female girth.
What?
Just changing
What would
it up.
that be? Just
Changing those words.
girth. I love that word. That's such a descriptive word.
That's such a
I don't know
weird
who
word.
came up with that.
It's
but-
amazing because it's like I don't know. You don't really hear that word. Very
But I
much.
feel
it's
like
always
you
like
can't-
width.
You can't use that unironically.
Girth.
Yeah.
I use the word girth ironically all the time. There was this one time I was talking to my friend, and y'all know I'm a big guy. To our viewers, I'm a big guy.
That can be interpreted as so many different things. You're
No,
tall.
Listen,
Just say you're
I'm
tall.
I'm tall. I'm tall. I'm a big guy. But anyway, I was like giving my friend a hug because I'm a hugger too, and he just goes, "God, I love hugging you so much, Kato. Like just the sheer size and girth that you possess is just truly amazing." And I'm like, "Yeah, all right, man. you know me and my girthiness.
This is so weird.
I don't even know what that even would mean.
It's just
Why would
width.
you hug someone and say, "Oh, I love your girth"?
Because it's like because I'm big. They're saying like they
He's
like
a teddy bear.
feeling
I
protected.
love hugging you too, but I'm not gonna say I love your girth.
Okay, but it's
I would
funny.
never.
It was so funny to me in that moment. Yeah, I could tell you more stories about that kid. He was weird, but I hope he's doing okay.
Let's pass.
He deserves a good day. He does.
Cool. All right, Michaela. Do you have any other topics you'd like to talk about? While
Not
we
that-
still have like maybe 8 minutes left.
I can't think of something off the top of my head.
That's why I have a list.
Perfect. We can look at lists. Oh, speaking of lists, I love lists. I really like making them. When I get stressed out, I just make lists.
I do the same.
I
thing.
do the same thing.
Really?
But I think it helps me focus on what I need to do. I'm not like scattered brained on, oh, I need to do this, and then I need to do this, I need to do this. It lists everything. It's 1, 2,
Oh.
C, 4, everything. It's done.
No, I
This
make
is-
I make lists about like silly things like
I
TV
have
shows.
a good one.
I just play
People
Mario
who
Kart.
changed from high school to college.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, I
Wait,
went to not a ghetto high school. I don't want to say ghetto, but it was ghetto.
Okay.
So I have friends who were like the sweetest people in high school. They were like, "Oh, hey Justin, how's your mom doing?" and everything like that. And then they graduate, and then now all I see on Snapchat from them is them drinking and smoking weed and like being dicks.
Okay, like
Yeah,
that kind of change.
Like that kind of shit. Like what
Okay.
happened?
Can we talk about all the girls that I know that got knocked up or got married already?
Got
I went
married?
to school. Yes, okay, but I
Bro.
went to school with a bunch of Mormons.
Oh.
So like half of them are all married now, and it's so weird
Facts.
to see them
It's
posting
weird.
things like hubby and I went to the museum today, or like we went on a hike, and I'm
You know
like,
what that
One of the
you're
girls
the same
I-
age as
one
me.
of the
that
girls-
means you have to get married.
No, I
One
don't
of
even
the-
have a boyfriend.
Listen, one of the girls I graduated with has a child.
Mhm.
Like they
What?
made that.
I know a girl
They came out
same
of her.
age as me. She's already had 2 kids. I'm like, how? Like
Huh?
once is like
No.
okay,
You're
but like
telling me
twice?
my ex from middle school had a child.
Oh my
Oh.
god.
Wait,
Wow.
what was I gonna say?
Gus,
remember.
you just have this power. You date someone and just boom.
Yeah.
Just-
Magic.
They're
Nah,
just like, I
bro.
can't do it anymore. I gotta find someone new.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
left me for another guy that could give her what she wanted.
Yeah, a baby, a child.
Yeah.
Like
So-
$100,000 of debt.
People really be supporting children. That's crazy.
I
No, I thought you were just gonna like talk about people changing from high school to college in general. But like
Oh,
you're
you can
talking
do
about
that too.
well, yeah, like I've done that. I've changed a lot. But
See, I think there's a good change and then there's a bad change. Like
Yeah.
the change I'm seeing from like I used to be really good friends with them, and now they're just like, oh, hit me up if you want some weed. And it's just like,
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
what are you
And
doing?
you don't want weed.
I don't want weed.
And you ain't want that weed.
No.
No. You want to hang out.
Yes.
You want that
Affection.
Sure.
affection.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
No, but like that to me, that's just really interesting. It's just like I would see people who I knew and were like teachers' pets, and now they're getting high every weekend.
Yeah.
That's
And it's just
crazy.
like,
No, that does
What?
happen a lot.
what happens to make you do this?
Freedom, not being under the parents' oppressive
No,
thumb.
see, this is the thing. There's one girl.
That's true though. No, there's some truth to that.
Well, no,
mean,
I know there's some truth, but the main girl that I'm talking about here, she doesn't listen to this. I hope not. But she like still lives at home, and her mom buys her the weed, and she buys her alcohol,
No.
Wow.
and it's just like, huh?
Huh?
My mom, if she ever even thought about me doing that, I would die.
That reminds me.
yes. Let's talk about you meeting my mom because I was
Shouts out Justin's mom, dopest lady I've ever met. And
Now
that's
you
for
understand how I feel.
real. Oh, I don't know a better person.
Right?
I don't know a better person.
My mom is.
I
Good shit.
hopped up in that car. She pointed to the floor in the passenger seat and said, "Hey, you see that big bag of snacks right there? That's yours." I go, "It is." She goes, "It is."
why do you make my mom sound like this?
I could imagine your mom with potatoes.
This is-
I'm not good at impressions.
My
I can't
mom
make my
seriously
voice
said,
higher.
"Hey, if you want, those snacks would be yours. I bought those for you."
No, she didn't say it like that. She said, "Those are yours. You're taking them."
That's true.
That
Your
is
mom-
true.
Your mom is more like that.
Also,
She's more
so
assertive.
I went to breakfast, quote unquote, but it was more like lunchtime.
Yeah.
I used it as a lunch. And we had a very nice time. And I asked her, I'm like, "Hey, would it be okay if I pay for my meal?" And she goes, "No, you may not." Just like that, plain as day. And I just say, "All right." Because, like, you're not going to argue with that. She just said it, like, completely calm. Like,
Yeah, you're not
okay.
gonna argue with an angel sent from heaven. Like
You're
that
not-
just doesn't make
yeah,
any flippin'
Like,
sense.
listen, you always offer, right? Like, if parents
Take
of
you out.
friends take you out. But, like,
I'm a
Yeah.
poor college student. Please, for the love of God, support me.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but, like, it's not like that. It's kind of like if they say, "No, you may not," like, just like that, you're not going to argue with that, especially not if it's Justin's mom.
Yeah.
That's true. And I feel like in the future, you're going to be exactly like that.
Facts.
I hope.
Yeah.
My
you-
mom
You're
is
already
awesome.
like that sometimes.
I am.
Why haven't I met your mom?
You want to?
Maybe.
She's in a town really close by to where we are right now.
Facts.
Where are we right now?
Stanford.
That.
Yeah, Sam.
Yeah, we smart this week.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, last week we were in, or I guess last month we were in Harvard. So I mean,
It has not been a month since our last.
it's
It
been
has,
it's
dude.
been
It's been a while.
it's been 3 weeks.
That's not a
um,
month.
But
It's
anyway,
almost 4.
the coolest thing that Justin's mom did for me was, aside from buying me snacks and paying for my... Can y'all pay attention? Jeez.
Sorry. Do not ever do
Don't be
that.
nasty.
It's a
Okay.
good thing this isn't video.
Anyway, so upon, like, entry to the Cracker Barrel that we were eating at,
Yeah.
we went in, they have that little shop thing, and I see immediately this huge wrapper of Reese's Peanut Butter Cups. And I love Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, so I was like, those look magical, sort of thing, you know?
Mhm.
But, like, looked at the price tag, I was like, not worth it at all. I'm broke. But So when we finish, Justin's mom is paying for the meal. Justin's distracting me with a undersized ladybug backpack, and
Class.
Yeah.
and we walk out of the restaurant. His mom hands me a paper bag and goes, "Here you go." Nothing else. I look in it. It's the big ass Reese's peanut butter cups.
Yeah.
A pound of Reese's peanut butter cups just got handed
2
to
pounds.
me.
It was
No,
2
two
pounds.
half-pound cups.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
A pound of Reese's peanut butter cup just got handed to me.
Wow.
And she just dropped it like it was nothing. And then, like, in that moment, I just stopped her and I was like, come here. And then gave her, like, the biggest bear hug that I could muster up. And, yeah, then she took me home.
And she gives good hugs.
Yeah,
she
she
does.
does. Yeah.
Both of y'all do.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But what's funny is once we dropped you off, my mom starts driving. It is dead silent. Like, we haven't said anything. And she said, "You do realize I would trade you for $5 and some pocket lint for that kid." And I said, "To be fair, I trade myself for just the pocket lint." And she was like, "Yeah, straight up facts." So,
She
That
did
is the
not say
rules.
straight up facts. Your
That-
mom
yeah,
did
that's
not
what she
say
said.
straight up facts.
No, you're straight, Dylan.
oh my gosh.
We don't have time.
We do not have time to tell that story,
We'll
but
tell
I
that
will
story
tell it
later.
next week because it's so funny. Anyway,
Are
so
you tired?
No.
you
You're
good?
bored.
No.
Are you
You
having
bored
fun?
her.
Yes. No. you did not.
Okay. Well,
It's been a long week.
It has been a long week. Okay, so that's all the time we have for this episode, especially since Michaela has somewhere to be. So hope you all enjoyed our first guest of the series. That was pretty good. They just high-fived.
No, it was not a high five. That was a what do you call it? A
That was
dab
good.
up?
A dab.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a
It was
That's
dab.
what the
dab
kids
up.
call it these days.
Anyway.
as youth.
So hopefully next week we'll have a new guest. I really want this to be like an every week thing of having new people on the episode. So let us know if you want more people. Feel free to like and subscribe.
And comment who you want to hear from.
Yeah, tweet us at the Macarons podcast. Anyway, my name is Justin,
My name is Gus.
I'm Kato.
Michaela.
and we will see y'all next week.
Hug your mothers.